And now for the Q&A.
I've got a question for you from Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew says, I'm a huge fan of yours. I've always been severely overweight, and you are an inspiration to me. At the height of my obesity, I was over 450 pounds. In 2019, I started working out and reevaluating my nutrition and lifestyle. In 2021, I had lost almost 250 pounds.
That's amazing.
So great. I was doing weight training and hot yoga, working out for at least a few hours a day, and I reached my goal. I then had skin removal surgery, and it was a huge success. I healed well, and I followed the guidelines for activity. Since then, though, I have had a hard time figuring out how to get back to my all-in mindset. I began to negotiate with myself and say, well, I put in the hard work. Why not live a little? You deserve it. I have now kind of plateaued. I just can't seem to get back to the mindset that I need to be in. He says, sorry, there's a word I didn't fully get, but he says, I got it. He says, I gained a bit of the weight back, but not a lot. I'm hovering around 260 to 270. I don't have a set goal, but I do need to lose some more fat and renew my healthy lifestyle. Do you have any tips for getting back on the horse and finding a way to dig deep and find the capability I obviously have but lost track of?
Yeah, okay. My initial thoughts are, look, I know some people exercise for a few hours a day, but the ones I can think of off the top of my head who do that long term are professional athletes. I train at a mixed martial arts gym, and everybody else there but me is a professional mixed martial artist, and they work out a lot. They work out a hell of a lot more than I do. They work out at least twice a day, and sometimes they're doing 3 workouts a day, and it clocks in at a few hours a day of real training. When I hear about Andrew, a guy who wants to lose weight and doesn't sound to me like a professional athlete, a few hours a day sounds like way too much to me. And it sounds like so much that reads to me like not sustainable. Like that's not something I could, I couldn't do that for very long. I did an insane amount of cardio for a couple of years. And then my body just said, fuck you, man. We're not doing this anymore, and no amount of like, no, I really enjoyed riding my bike. My body would go like, we didn't like it, I love thinking about my body as separate from me, and that these two entities are battling somehow, right? And who am I in that equation? I don't know. Some ambiguous thing that's trying to steer my body around, and my body's going like, fuck you, dude. So Andrew, my suggestion, you lost the majority of the weight that you need to lose, right? 260, 270 down from 4 something. So good. You haven't fucking completely blown it. I understand you've gained a little bit of weight. Fine. Why not take your fucking time with whatever weight you want to lose and do it real slowly? Why don't you take the next year and a half to lose whatever amount of weight you have, and in the process, learn how to eat for the rest of your life so you don't gain it back? Real slow. Find a 1 hour a day exercise routine that you can do forever. I think I would be willing to bet that every person on earth could do some exercise for an hour a day. And I'm not talking about, you don't have to kill yourself. By the way, start off not killing yourself at all. Start off where you think like, was that even exercise? And gradually increase it. But you don't have to do multiple hours a day and eat nothing and be miserable. You don't like this idea that you have to be all in. In my opinion, all in doesn't My version of all in is literally, how can I do this thing forever? And I have to be really honest with myself because I'm a delusional guy. And there will be times where I'm like, yeah, I can ride my bike 8 hours a day for the rest of my life, every day. Take one day off a week. And on that day, I'll only do 4 hours. There were certainly moments where I had this thought like, yes, I'm going to do this forever. And then if I had like a super rational portion of myself sit down with the irrational portion of myself and go, let's really game plan this. How are you going to do that? How are you going to make a living riding your bike 8 hours a day for the rest of your life? How are you going to treat your kids when at the end of every 8 hour bike ride, I was in no mood to play with my kids. I was exhausted, right? What is the rest of your life going to be? So treat yourself well. Like you said, I'm going to be nice to myself. What is the version of that where your entire life is in harmony? I don't know if you have a family or you have friends or you have hobbies or you have other interests or whatever it is, where every single point in that whole, like, if we thought about every aspect of your life as a universe, the whole universe is thriving and your plan works within it, right? Forever, not just to lose 20 or 30 pounds, forever. And that is what I focus on. That is how I think of being all in. If I'm working out so hard, I don't have the energy to do anything else. That's a total waste of time. If I'm starving myself so much that I don't have energy to do anything else, that's also a waste of time. It's a very short-sighted goal, in my opinion, where it was for me, where I'm looking at, I just need to lose this weight. I just need to punish myself into losing this weight. It always comes back. And so to Andrew, I would say, like, figure out a much easier, more friendly to the other departments in your life, whatever they are. You have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend, you have friends who miss you, who aren't only interested in exercise and dieting, hobbies, anything like that, that can get you active. Like, take your friends on a walk. By the way, walking is great exercise for weight loss. So, maybe 3 days a week, you're just walking. And I know for a guy who was killing himself for a few hours a day at a gym, that sounds like not a lot, but I'm telling you, in the long term, it really pays dividends. That would be my suggestion.
That's awesome. Andrew, tell us how it goes. Let us know. Keep in touch. And for anyone else out there with a question, we're always happy to have them. You can email us at americanglutton.net.